Yo, I have the Mpc Key 61, and even though the Mpc Key 37 looks amazing and has a better form factor, these are reasons why you might not want to trade your Key 61 for Mpc Key 37. Let's get it. What's up? This is the King of Caesar bringing you tutorials, unboxings, and gear reviews just like this one. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing and hit that bell notification button or get attacked by 1,000 fish.
You're a monster!
I'm just playing, y'all. I'm just playing. The Mpc Key 37 is everywhere and everybody's gas is going crazy. Everybody wants to get their hands on this unit, including me. Now, more pictures and reviews have come out about the Mpc Key 37 since it's been released, and it shows the unit in the back with the I/O, and I've noticed that some things are missing. For some people, these things might not be a big deal, but I feel like they should be mentioned anyway for people who are trying to buy one or people who are trying to trade down from the Mpc Key 61. Now, this video might not be for everybody, but for people like me, I like to have all the factors before I make a purchasing decision on buying a new piece of gear. Now, let's get into some of the things that the Mpc Key 37 is missing versus the Mpc Key 61. It has no touch strip. Not having a touch strip on the Mpc Key 37 isn't a big deal to me, but at the same time, it does serve a purpose. At first, I didn't really think it was needed, but after using it for a little while, it does have functionality. It's very responsive and it is cool to use. It's a pretty cool feature. Three things that I think the touch strip is really good for is pad mix, XY effects, and my favorite, note repeat. So if you're a person who like to use the touch strip for any one of these reasons, you're going to miss it on the Mpc Key 37. Number two, no MIDI through port. The Mpc Key 37 comes with a MIDI in and a MIDI out, but it doesn't have a MIDI through like its bigger brother, the Mpc Key 61. MIDI through helps you daisy chain multiple devices together with a common source. So people who are used to the old school method of connecting MIDI might be missing this, but people who use USB MIDI might not be missing this. But even the fact that it has USB MIDI might be a little bit challenging because of number three, and that's it has only one USB port. The Mpc Key 37 is just like the Mpc 1 when it comes to the USB ports that it has. It only has one on the back side. So this means if you want to connect multiple devices, you're going to have to get something like this, which is a USB dongle, in order to connect multiple devices to the back of the machine. Now, I highly recommend people get one of those, especially if you have an Mpc 1 and now if you have the Mpc Key 37. This one cost me $14. There's links in the description if you guys want to pick your own up. Without this dongle, it's going to be hard to connect your devices to the back of this unit unless your devices are Bluetooth in some type of way, because this device does have Bluetooth MIDI. Now, one of the other reasons why I might want to use this USB port is for expandable storage. Because like the Mpc 1, this unit does not have an expandable storage bay. And that's my next point. No SATA bay. So adding internal storage to this unit is not possible. But I am happy to announce that they did update it so that you can save the plug-in content to the internal drive that already comes with the Mpc from launch. Now, one of the things that the Mpc Key 37 is getting is an SD card slot, which is leaving a lot of Key 61 people a little salty, I must say. But when it comes to SD cards and stuff, to me, I've talked about this in previous videos that I don't want to have all my content on an SD card. I'd rather have that on some type of internal drive, preferably a SSD drive. But this is not possible with the Key 37 because they removed the SATA drive. So no more internal storage upgrades with this unit. Now, the next thing I'm going to point out is that it only has 2 gigs of RAM. Now, with the Mpc Key 61 and the Mpc X SE, they both come with 4 gigs of RAM. The plugins that they're releasing are getting more demanding as far as what they need from the system to operate properly. Now, I did a comparison between the Mpc X OG, which has 2 gigs of RAM, and the Mpc X SE, which has 4 gigs of RAM. Now, what I did is I made a beat with some of the newer plugins, like Fabric XL, and I put it to its paces to see if we were still going to be able to get 8 instances of the plugins like we usually can in standalone. And what I found out is that it does affect how many plugins you can put on a unit with 2 gigs versus 4 gigs. I will have that video linked up here if you guys would like to check it out, but it's pretty interesting. I suggest that you go watch it. So the fact that we only got 2 gigs on this unit means that you're gonna have to pick your plugins very carefully. And the reason why this is being effective is because Akai is stepping up their game when it comes to the plugins. They're sounding better, they're more vast, they have better GUIs, and they're just overall a lot better. So in turn, they're gonna use more memory and more CPU power just by default. I know some of you guys have your native instrument plugins on your computer, and you can see how much resources it takes up when you use those plugins in the computer. So it's no different when it comes to the MPC and the new plugins that they're coming out with, like Jur, which I highly recommend. But yeah, only 2 gigs of RAM. And the last and final thing, and which was one of the deal breakers for me, is no XLR combo jacks for the back of this unit. So what this means is that you can't plug in your microphones no more, and we've lost the ability to have 48-volt phantom power to power your condenser microphones and be able to plug this straight into the back of the unit. To me, the Mpc Key 61 is one of those magical devices that you can use in so many different scenarios, one being songwriting. And this is easy because you can just plug a microphone into the back of the unit, turn on your 48-volt phantom power, and be off to the races. I think that the Mpc Key 61 is a fantastic standalone device for the song building process, if that makes sense. Now, these are all the things that I noticed that were missing with the Mpc Key 37. But none of these things are limitations. I repeat, none of these things are limitations. Everything that I mentioned in this video has a workaround, and it does not render the machine a trash product. I will be getting my hands on one soon thanks to Zounds.com, hopefully, because it looks like these things are already back ordered. But when I do get it, I will test it, and I will do a follow-up video to this one, and I will let you guys know who I think this MPC is for. And I will also show you all the workarounds for everything that I mentioned in this video. But all that stuff put to the side, I still love the form factor, I love the color, and I know it's a capable machine based on all the other MPCs out on the market today. But for the people who have an Mpc Key 61 or Mpc X SE, or for somebody who was on the fence between the Mpc Key 61 or the 37, I think that these things should be mentioned to help you make the best purchase for your studio. And even though I do like the Mpc Key 37 and think it's cool, I'm still here to report the facts. Anyway, we'll see if that changes once I get my hands on the unit. But if you guys already know for a fact that you want this thing, there will be links in the description below where you can pick it up. Also, it'll be the first link in the pinned comments, so check it out. They are affiliate links and they do help this channel, but it's no extra cost to you. And if you do use those links, then I thank you in advance. One real one till next. Anyway, you know the best way to help the channel is just to hit the like button and to subscribe to the channel. Remember, music is therapy. You guys stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.